we'll have this discussion.
Discussion? What discussion?
This is a discussion.
Combustion.
Coming to you from Denver, Colorado. This is Discussion Combustion Podcast with your hosts, Kevin Batstone and Arthur Raw.
It's been over. Okay, so I want to try to bring it in old time friend, this and that.
Yeah.
It's been crazy how long we haven't communicated.
Dude,
it's been over 20 years or something.
Yeah, 20. It's got to be 20 years. 1999, 2000, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, middle school time. So
yeah, middle school. So it's really good to have an old friend. I consider you an old friend.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's always been good between us. There's never been any bad blood.
Yeah. We have fun, man.
So you're one of the longest term, long lost connections that I think we've ever had on the show. Have we had any connections over longer than that?
I don't think quite that long. I mean, we've definitely reconnected some folks through, which is great. I mean, obviously you got re in touch with Art through that, and that's pretty cool. And I got to hear a little bit of your story before we went on mic, of course, about you guys playing video games and getting down in the old days. So
man.
that's cool stuff. The reminiscing is. We're sure we're going to unpack more of that, but that's pretty cool, man. Thanks for coming down and hanging out with us.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we got Jordan Chavez, creator of Zodiac Wars, across the table right now, man. It's good to have you.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, guys. Glad to be here. So
yeah, let's have fun. Cheers to that,
yeah,
brother.
Cheers, man.
Art, I know you're still not drinking.
Well,
so,
here, I could throw
throw your blueberry pomegranate.
Yeah, let me get this in here. Liquid is liquid. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, cheers, man. Cheers.
So, yeah, I heard a little bit. So, you guys kind of reconnected at the Fan Expo here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's the first time we saw each other. So, I think it was through Facebook. We kind of, saw each other on there and added. And then you saw I was going to Fan Expo and showed up. And, yeah, man, it was cool. So.
And this was your second year doing it? Is that your first year?
No, that's my first year at Fan Expo.
Okay.
It's my first year of doing conventions. So I've done conventions throughout. Last year, Colorado Springs Comic-Con, which was in August, was my first convention.
Okay.
So coming up again, I'll be doing that one, and that will mark my 1 year. So, but nice. I've had 4 or 5 other conventions throughout there, some smaller ones, but Fan Expo is definitely the big one. So
how do you get onto the ticket? What goes into getting your business and whatever involved in that?
So Fan Expo, it's kind of difficult because it's just you have to do an application, and when you apply, they have a certain amount of spots. But what happens is pretty much everyone who applies almost goes to a wait list, because when you get into Fan Expo, you can as soon as Fan Expo is done, anyone who's there can automatically rebuy their booth for the next year. So there's very limited spots that are available, and so when you apply, you kind of get put onto a wait list almost automatically, and then from there, you just have to hope that somebody cancels, and if somebody cancels, they go into a wait list of who knows how many people. I mean, there's thousands of people that apply from all over the country for this one, and so you just have to get lucky, and if they call you, then you get in.
Did you reapply for next year then?
Yeah, I'm already signed up.
For sure.
Once, and they kind of say once you're in the club, because you're back every year, you can buy your spot immediately. You're kind of secure, which is cool. And I think they do leave a certain amount of spots open for, they have all the people that come in, but I think they leave a certain amount open for new people or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's hard. It's hard to get in. So when you get in, it's awesome. And I actually was rejected for 2 years. So this one was my first time.
It took 3 attempts.
Yep.
Nice.
So I just kept applying. And
so how long have you been doing Zodiac Wars? I'm curious about it. When did it happen? What inspired you to dive into that realm of is it sci-fi? Is it
it's fantasy, kind of fantasy.
Okay.
It kind of started in 2019-ish. So I have a background in graphic design. I went to community college at Denver, and I was doing graphic design. And I kind of was not enjoying it very much. A lot of the projects I was doing were really boring. It was marketing stuff. I enjoyed it, but I didn't have the passion. There wasn't some passion involved, and I kind of wanted to turn my focus towards something that I was more, had some more heart in, or something that I was more interested in. So I was always interested in comics, anime. I was always a big nerd and stuff. So I just decided that I was going to try something new. And I didn't have any experience in drawing comic books or anything, but I read a lot of comic books and stuff. So I said, well, I'll just give this a try. And so I jumped in and started self-teaching myself how to draw, because and the graphic design background did help. A lot of that stuff did transition over into creating comic books, but as far as drawing characters and stuff, I kind of had to go back to fundamentals and do tutorials and stuff. And immediately as I started doing it, like I just noticed that I was having so much more fun. Like this was what I wanted to do. This was way more fun. And then I went to a Comic-Con out in Portland. That's where I was living at the time. And I was walking around and I saw all these tables of artists and stuff. And there was a lot of independent creators. And I said, that's what I want to do. I want to be one of these guys. I want to create my own universe, create my own characters.
Yeah, it's like it's bigger than world building. You did like a universe build.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's all, building this own world. And, that's what I wanted to do. So I decided to start, jump into comic books, come up with an idea. And then, it's been awesome since. So
nice.
It's kind of like the podcast industry a little bit. Like it seems like it could be a pretty saturated industry, right? A lot of folks want to submit their art. A lot of people want to get into these expos. Everybody has a creative idea. Yeah. So I mean, to get into the Denver Fan Expo in year 3 is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's definitely competitive, and it's like, and it's just, I think we live in that time where like everything is the creative fields. There's so much area for like independent creation that a lot of people are doing it. So it is competitive, but it's also like it's a great opportunity. Like I don't think, I can go out and create a comic book and be a one-man team, or you can have a two-man team, and there's all these independent creators that are having success. And you didn't have that before, because with social media, you can find your exact target audience. You can find it's a little bit easier, and you don't have to be under these big names and stuff. So it's interesting. It's a cool time, but it is competitive for sure.
Oh, I bet. So it's a good idea though, like, because everyone gets into the Zodiac stuff.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, what's the Zodiac say for my signs today? So, so you ended up choosing that route.
Yeah. So the idea for the Zodiac Wars, it came out. So I was working at a call center in Portland, and I had a cubicle. And at that time, I was kind of trying to retrain myself on drawing. I used to draw when I was young in high school and stuff. I would do character creations. That's what I love to do. So I just draw characters and never paid attention in school. Was always just drawing and stuff. And so I kind of went back to the roots of that, and I started creating characters. Well, when I was in this cubicle, I would always like be drawing a new character, and people around the office would be like, oh, what are you drawing? And I would post them up on my cubicle. So my cubicle was just covered in all these like character drawings and stuff. And
you're like, look at the work I'm doing. I'm so productive at work today.
I know. They're like, this guy's not doing anything. But, it was cool. So everyone loved it. It was cool.
Yeah.
And so people would be talking around the office. And then one day I came in, and everyone was on the topic of zodiac signs, and people were talking about the signs and the traits. And it's fun. I mean, everyone always like talks about them and looks at their signs, and some people take it more serious than others.
Yeah.
And, but it's always a fun thing. And so everyone around the office is talking about it, and the traits, their signs, who's compatible with what. I'm this sign, I'm that, and stuff. And I kind of clicked, and I was like, you know what, it'd be fun to like draw my own character for like the zodiac signs and like see what it looks like. And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna draw one. So I picked a sign and I started drawing it, and then immediately, like right away, after I finished it, I printed it out. It was like in full color. I put it there on the cubicle, and everyone was like, oh, what's that? And I was like, yeah, it's my character for the sign Cancer, the zodiac sign. And immediately everyone was just like, what, like you drew a sign? Yeah, look at this. And people are passing around the office and stuff, and then everyone immediately is like, oh, like you should draw Sagittarius.
They want to see all.
They want to see all of them. They want
to
see their signs. So people are like, draw Gemini, like draw Taurus or whatever. And so I just kept drawing them, and so. And every time I would draw one, it was just like always excitement around the office, and people would be like, what's your next one? Or I'd be bringing in concepts of, like, which concept do you like the best out of these two? And people were really digging it. And I just saw that, like, how much fun people were having with it. And so that's kind of where the idea clicked. And I said, at the time I was trying to come up with an idea for like, a comic book or story. And I was like, this is perfect. Why don't I make something that's about the zodiac signs? And they're all gods, and they're all at war with each other, and that's what my story is going to be about. I wanted it to be action, and I've always been into fantasy, so it was perfect. So that's where the idea kind of came from, and made all 12 characters, and then started drawing the comic.
So how many? It's been at least 3 years.
Yeah, it's been 3 years from the process of like the first year was kind of just designing the characters. That took a while, and then immediately after that was like COVID. So COVID kind of slowed things down. I was moving it back, and then I started drawing. And the pages I started drawing were I got up to. I initially started with a partner on the Zodiac Wars. I had a writer who was a friend, and unfortunately we got about 3/4 of the way done with the first issue, and we kind of had a fallout.
Yeah.
And so I had like 18 pages that I had drawn that took me a lot of time, and I had to go back and redo the comic, but I didn't want to redraw the pages, so I had to rewrite my own story according to the pages that I had already drawn. And
was it to like a script that was already written?
No, it was just the pages that had done. We were kind of going like page by page, but unfortunately, I lost the writer for it, which ended up being a good thing because I decided like I wanted to take the writing into my own hands, which I ended up actually really enjoying.
Yeah.
But I did have to go back and redo the storyline and kind of come up with a whole new storyline, and I had to make that storyline match these pages that I'd already drawn, but I wanted it to be completely different from what the original writer had written, and so that took a little bit of time, and then and then it kind of got going, and then so the first kind of 2 years were pretty slow, and then I finished the first issue in what was it, it was at the end of 2020. I finished the first issue.
Okay.
But that's all I had was the comic book, and then to get in conventions, and that's what I wanted to start doing was get in conventions. But I had to build up a gallery, so I started doing a lot of artwork that was for the Zodiac Wars. That way I could have like a big table and display and stuff. And so,
no, it looked good. It looked good.
Yeah,
you had
thanks,
it filled
man.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And so I got a big table and that took some time. And so I was spending a lot of time just doing kind of artwork for it, and so I could build up a gallery, and that took kind of like the next year, and then now since then I've been working on issue number 2, and issue number 2 is almost done. So
excellent.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's pretty exciting. So would you say that the Fan Expo brought in some new eyes and
ears
to
definitely
your stuff?
Yep,
That's
huge.
good.
I mean, Fan Expo was the biggest show I did. I did like 5 other conventions throughout the year, and they were smaller. Some of them were decent size, but Fan Expo was definitely huge exposure and stuff, and so tons of new followers, and I'm hoping that they all stick around, and told them issue number 2's out, and a bunch of people bought the comic, so yeah, definitely good exposure, man. That was big.
Yeah, I mean, that event was so busy.
Yeah.
Midday Saturday, and I was there for like 8 hours. Like I was there all day, and I couldn't even see anything. Like there was so many people that you're focused on just making your way to wherever destination you pick out.
And you kind of go with the flow of the traffic, because there's like traffic jams of people, and everyone's curving around the corner, and you just kind of migrate with them, and it's intense, man. There's a lot of people, and they cram us in there. Like the tables are. I don't know if you saw my table. But
how you got back there, you had to sneak around.
Like they don't even have a gap in between the tables, so you got to go behind and travel through, and it's
pack them assholes elbows. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Man.
Which was a surprise when I went there. I wasn't expecting that. So
my favorite part was when we toughed it out, stuck around, and then we went back, and it was like the last 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's a good time.
It was. Because then I could actually look at everything, and that was the only time that I actually had to check stuff out.
Yeah,
because it was that slamming.
Was that at the end of the event, or was it still another day?
No, that was on Saturday, so there's still one more day.
Right?
It's 3 days. Yeah. Next year they're doing 4. So next year's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's exciting.
But
and you never know who's going to be on the ticket, right? Until
they don't announce like guests, like celebrities and stuff. They usually roll out like they start revealing stuff kind of like. Usually like 4 months in advance, and then they kind of slowly trickle more and more each month. They reveal stuff, so it's kind of a surprise. But Saturday was sold out.
Oh,
I think they said they sold out for that one. So
that's super exciting. Go ahead though.
I was gonna say I think Fan Expo Denver is the 4th biggest in the country.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I think it's the 4th. I think Salt Lake City is 3rd. San Diego's Comic-Con's obviously number 1.
I went to that in 2010.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's my next big goal there is one day San Diego Comic-Con. So
I didn't know what to expect.
That's on the list. So
San Diego's a big one.
Yeah, that's massive. So I
What's
can't imagine.
number 2?
I think 2 is New York.
Oh, that
I
makes
think number
sense.
2 is New York, and then 3 is Salt Lake City.
Not Chicago, huh?
It might be Chicago. Might be Chicago, New York. I'd have to look it up.
4
is Denver.
That's wow.
Come on, baby. Let's go Mile High City.
Yeah,
what you guys know about that
it's
out
getting
there?
bigger every year, and next year they're doing 4 days. So man,
it's growing.
There's a lot of nerds here.
Yeah.
There is a lot of nerds here, and that's great. It's fun. It's a good opportunity for folks to come out and share similar interests and explore new interests and stuff like that. I mean, again, when I went in 2010, I was out in San Diego for my 21st birthday, basically, and I didn't know what the hell I was getting into. But Ghostbusters guys were there. The Ghostbuster car was there. And I was like, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know what to expect because I didn't even know what Comic-Con was then.
Yeah.
You know, because as you know, I'm not a big comic book guy.
Yeah.
It's not Marvel, DC, like it's not my universe, but I still can appreciate the excitement and the
Yeah.
environment
Oh, yeah.
and just how, because everyone gets so into it.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of fun.
Well, and
Yeah.
people love to get like the compliments. The person I went with loves to give
He was
enthusiastic
like
compliments.
or he was like dressed as Goku,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We love you,
Yeah.
Schween.
Yeah, that's our boy. And so like, yeah, he was giving compliments out, and I love that. Like, oh, that's a cool suit. Like, and everybody was on that vibe. Like everyone
Yeah.
was feeling good like that, just
Oh,
having
yeah.
a great
The costumes
time.
are crazy,
Yeah,
man.
and
Like,
you and
people
your
love it.
fiance looked great too.
Yeah,
I
we
didn't even
always
recognize you, man.
Yeah, that's our favorite part, man. It's fun to get involved, and like you kind of feel left out if you don't dress up and
see.
put
Did you
on a
dress up?
costume. You know?
So I wore like a comic book shirt,
Okay, all right.
and yeah, I felt like I had the touch. I
Yeah.
had the slight touch.
Yeah, next time go
that was
all
needed.
in, man.
I don't know who I would go as.
Yeah.
I feel like I would. I want to go as Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine be dope.
I feel
man.
like
just do
just
it.
shave like this and grow everything
Yeah.
else out, get it
some
going.
claws, you know.
Oh yeah, dude.
I like it.
You could be,
Yeah.
cigar hanging out of your mouth.
Yeah, I'm shorter than Hugh Jackman, so it's like I'm still closer to the comic Wolverine. I'm still too tall to be Wolverine though.
Yeah, it's
Because
so
how
much more
tall is he
fun,
in the
man.
comics?
I don't know. He's one of the shorter guys.
Yeah.
He's pretty short.
Yeah,
Who is?
Wolverine.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Hugh Jackman's like jacked for the movies. So
yeah, he's like 6'4" or
big,
something.
yeah.
He's too tall for Wolverine.
He's big, yeah. Because Wolverine was always like kind of hunched over too, so it was hard to tell his size in the comics.
Who should I go as?
I think you would make like a good Gambit.
You think?
Gambit would be dope. Yeah, I could
right.
see Gambit.
Yeah, who else? Oh,
Yeah.
or Constantine.
Constantine would
Yeah,
be good. Yeah,
yeah.
there you go. Yeah, suit.
Yeah, but who's your favorite?
Yeah, the
You
suit
could go as
could
John
wear.
Wick. Like, who would you want to be?
Look.
You could be whoever you want.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be
Reeves.
comics. It's like
Yeah.
movies.
You
You
could
know,
be
it's all
whatever
pop
you want,
culture.
yeah.
So,
Well, I think
it's
you
like-
already know the answer. I would go as
Terminator?
the T-100 Terminator 2
Oh
Judgment
yeah,
Day.
dude. There you go.
100%.
Police
Jacket,
with the police
sunglasses.
outfit. Oh
Yes.
yeah, there you go.
Get like a part that's like like it looks like you like have the metal
arm.
skin or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get the eye.
Yeah, that'd be
That'd
sick.
be fun, man. I'd get into that. I think.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Do a little
You could have
cosplay.
like a saber, like when his hands turn into blades. You could.
Oh, like the T1. Yeah.
Yeah,
Robert
have-
Patrick T1000.
I can't believe the amount of airsoft guns that were in there. Like I feel
It's
like
crazy.
Like, is there metal detectors? Like, are there?
Yeah,
like,
they do like checks. They have
Because-
to have like they're called what are they called? Prop checks.
yeah.
You have to go
make
to
sure
a
that there's
table.
no like.
Yeah, and they have security. There's like police officers and stuff, so they're pretty good. And
Yeah.
you go through metal. I'm pretty sure you go through metal detectors.
Well,
but-
because as long as there's no like air compressor thing in there, like
Right.
the cartridge, and then no like ammo, then yeah.
Well, I think
But
a
you'd
lot
have
of
to
them
check all
aren't
that,
even.
right?
I think a lot of them aren't even airsoft guns now. They're
Really?
just straight like
Prop
cosplay
guns.
props that you,
Interesting.
okay.
that you can order online that don't even. They're not even designed to
Yeah.
shoot it. The trigger probably doesn't even move. It's
I
probably all
see.
just so.
Just a paperweight.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think a lot of those, and I think there is a rule with certain stuff. Like you can't. I don't think you can bring an airsoft gun in if you
Okay.
try to bring that in. It's got to be like a prop or
Yeah.
something. If it's got moving mechanisms and
No
it has
go.
the ability to,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they can't. They have a pretty strict guideline with.
What about like an
Interesting.
epic lightsaber? Can you bring that?
Oh
in?
yeah, you can bring lightsabers. Yeah.
I saw.
Man, the wall of lightsabers they were selling was epic.
Oh, they
Yeah,
were selling
yeah.
them.
Oh, yeah.
Were they because I saw a
They're
video?
like the legit ones.
Oh, like did they respond to
Yeah.
movement and shit?
Yeah, real heavy, and
Oh,
you
nice.
can hit them on stuff. I don't know what they're made out of, but they're legit. And the handles, I mean, you can even buy like different handles and different attachments. Like they're cool. Like
People get into it.
and they're like expensive too.
All right.
like,
Well,
the
what
legit
color
ones.
blade would yours be? What saber blade?
Blue,
Blue.
Blue.
I'd go blue.
Two blue.
Yeah. I don't know. It'd be.
maybe silver.
See,
if that's
now
an
I'm
option.
thinking.
Yeah,
If
I'm trying to
silver-
think of
if
like
silver's
something
an
would be
option, I'll
cool,
take
but-
silver.
No silver.
Blue's
Yeah,
just my
there's like
favorite
the
color, so I think blue. But then I
Yeah.
think blue's kind of generic because it's just all the Jedi.
Well, I mean,
but
honestly,
I like the Sith more. So
you're more in the Sith
more in the
realm,
Sith
huh?
realm,
Oh,
but
so
I
maybe
like-
you go with like a purple or like a.
yeah, maybe,
I mean,
maybe like an orange.
orange.
would be
Okay.
cool.
I think I like the gray, like the white sabers, like
Yeah, those are
like
cool.
Ahsoka Tano, like the gray Jedi, where they're like
Yeah.
in between Sith and being a Jedi and stuff.
That'd be cool.
You know, I kind of feel
Good
that.
color. Yeah, I was
feel
saying
that.
silver, so silver, gray, chrome, somewhere in that realm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That'd look pretty cool, I think.
So love the Zodiac Wars. Everybody check out Zodiac Wars. We're going to, obviously have all your links and stuff.
Sure.
But you've been up to a lot of other really, really cool stuff as well, man.
Yeah,
You've been on this like passport journey to national parks, and you've been getting like
Yeah.
stamps and
Oh,
this,
yeah, man.
and this national park passport.
Yeah.
And you've been up to it, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. Travel, man.
Yeah.
Traveling is like me and my lady. It's our favorite thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
We love hiking and we love the outdoors. And one of our goals was, we started when we first met, like 10 years ago now, almost coming up on, we just started getting into hiking, and we fell in love with it, and started doing camping and going to these national parks. And we went to the first national park, Zion in Utah.
Okay.
And it was just awesome, man. We fell in love with it. Did some of the best hiking ever. And then we just said, we're both very curious people. We're both, love to explore. So we love traveling around. And we said, let's try to do let's try to make it a goal to see all the national parks in our lifetime. And so you can get that national park passport book from any national park. And yeah, every year we try to do new ones and take road trips to new states and do epic hikes, man. It's a blast, and get the stamp. And we're at 13 now out of 63 national parks. So
Okay.
yeah, it's fun, man. And that's our favorite thing to do is for pastime is hiking, traveling. And now we're starting to do international travel too. We did Peru for the first out of the country travel last year, which was a blast. Since now we're getting addicted to that. So
Nice.
What's next? Where are you going next out of country?
Thailand.
Ooh,
Thailand's
Okay.
next, so.
Okay.
Yep.
that'll be a fun place to visit.
Clint's
Weather's
been to
great.
Thailand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Clint's been
Yeah.
a lot of places.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
has.
isn't he in military?
Yeah,
Ex-military.
post.
Is that why he got to travel a lot?
Yeah,
okay,
he was
cool.
doing like things that I can't disclose on the podcast.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy.
What a solid
Yeah.
lad, though, Clint. He
Yeah.
does a lot for this program, too, behind the scenes.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
Cool,
Thank you,
man.
Clint. I know you're tuning in,
Yeah,
and
hey,
Clint's
Clint, what's up,
listening.
Clint?
He was excited. He was excited that you were coming on, man.
Great
He was.
to see him, man. So
He was super excited, dude. Yeah,
looks
we
like
should
he's
we
doing
should do
good.
like
He's
a
got
whole.
a family or something.
Yeah,
so.
he's doing really good, man.
Cool.
Yeah,
we
he
should do
is.
like a whole like fucking
Yeah,
like
reminiscing.
yeah.
one.
Let's all meet up sometime and fucking get it in,
Dude,
man.
I'm down.
Because you said Will Thiessen as well, right? Wasn't he a part of the original crew?
Yeah. You still talk to Will?
I've met Will a time or
From
two.
time to time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we still stay in touch.
That's good, man.
He
Nice,
still has
man.
the same number.
No way.
Yeah, the same number, man.
That's crazy. Cool, man. Yeah.
Good guy.
So I do also love getting out, exploring. Out of the 13 that you've been to so far, what's your top two? Like you could have two.
I would say
tops.
Zion's number one.
Yeah.
Zion's awesome. It's just that Zion has two of the most unique hikes. It's got the Angel's Landing hike, which it goes up on this big rock that kind of overlooks the canyon. I don't know if you've seen it. You might have seen it, but when you're going up, you get to a point where the ridge line kind of narrows down, and it's these maybe a gap this big, and it goes up, and you're hanging on to chains. They put these chains in, and it's just these giant drop-offs on both sides. And then you get up to this plateau that's like in the middle of the canyon. And then they have another hike there called the Narrows, which is a slot canyon, and you walk through the water. You actually walk into a river the entire time, and you can walk, 15 miles back into these canyons, and every turn you come, it's these walls of, that are just beautiful, and you're walking through the water. So it's pretty epic. So Zion, I would say, is my number one. And then out of the other ones I went to, I would say right now number two is Glacier, which I just visited on this summer trip, which was,
So
It was
two
epic.
weeks ago in Montana.
Montana, yeah. I've
Yeah.
heard it's gorgeous.
It's amazing. That one's cool. And all the hikes are like, at the top of peaks, and there's just like cascading mountains and blue lakes everywhere. It's epic. So those are probably I'd say top two. But
What about
I love
here in
them all,
Colorado?
man.
I would love that.
There's 4 in Colorado. You got Rocky Mountain National Park, Sand Dunes National Park,
Alamosa.
in Alamosa, and then you got Mesa Verde and what are the one? Oh, Black Canyon, the Gunnison. So,
Okay.
and I've been to all of those, but I haven't counted Mesa Verde because me and my lady haven't been there together. So we're doing the national parks
Oh, yeah.
together. So we're at 13.
Tag
but-
team.
Yeah, but Colorado, not Rocky Mountain National Parks.
Pretty epic.
It's awesome. Yeah, you can't go wrong there.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. Now, are you going to start working? Because 13 out of 60, how many?
63.
63. Wow.
Yep.
That's the lower 48.
No, Alaska's included in there.
Alaska's included,
Yeah, and
yeah.
Hawaii. I think
Yeah.
Hawaii has 1. Alaska has a lot. I think Alaska has 4 or 5 national parks.
Okay.
I've been to 1, so
I'd like to get up there, man. Alaska looks
Yeah.
nice.
it's cool. Yeah, we took a trip out there in 2020, COVID year, and it was cool.
I bet.
So
Did you go, what time of year did you go?
fall in October,
Was
which
that the good the right time to go?
It was amazing. Well, it's you're kind of missing the tourist season. It's right at the end of the tourist season, but you get the fall
Yeah.
colors.
So it's
the
probably
mountains
better,
are
though.
quiet down in town, but a lot of stuff is closed. Some of the excursions and things like that start to close down.
Okay.
Like A lot of stuff in Alaska, if you're trying to do, you got to go far distances, and a lot of that's by like plane or boat.
It becomes winter for it becomes dark for a long time during the winter, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like it's like 18 hours of darkness a day
Yeah,
or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I know it's a long nights.
I don't know if I could deal with that.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't enjoy it that much, but I've heard it's just so gorgeous up there. The fishing looks good.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to go do is go do some Alaskan, salmon fishing.
Right.
You need
See,
to go
that's
do
what we
some
missed.
fishing this year. You've been talking fishing like a madman.
I need
as
to
of
do
late.
fishing, man.
Get out there, man.
He's always
I love
talking fishing for like the last 2 months.
I love fishing.
Fishing.
The problem is here on the Front Range, the fishing's not good.
Yeah.
You really got to start. Sure, St. Mary's Glacier, we caught some cutthroat trout. You start to get out towards Gunnison. What's that town out there on the western slope, just south of Grand Junction? Out there the fishing's pretty good.
Yeah.
You start to get into your largemouth bass. You start to get into
Right.
some more opportunities, but it's hard to fish here on the Front Range.
Yeah.
There's just not much of it.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's overcrowded too.
That too.
A lot of the lakes, especially like the city lakes and stuff, Chatfield and stuff that's in the metro area, like it just seems like a lot of it's getting fished out, or it just seems like you're always just catching stalker. I mean, at least every time I go, I'm just catching stalker fish,
And there's a
it's
lot of
harder,
that.
So
There's a lot of that.
But-
We actually did an article on Happy Friday last week about how the fish and wildlife here in Colorado are killing off some of the existing.
I listened to that one.
Oh,
from
did you?
guys? Yeah, and
Yeah.
they were was it brook or cutthroat trout?
It was
or?
cutthroat trout,
Yeah.
so they're kind of killing off some of the old, and then they want to restock it with the new, which
Yep.
I guess is a healthy way to do it. I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
there's a lot of that goes on in some of those man-made lakes and
Yeah.
ponds, if you will,
yeah.
reservoirs.
Yeah, there's some good fishing down south. I like the southwest, like kind of Walsenburg area. What's that?
Walsenburg?
Lathrop State Park. That's a good one. They got tiger muskie there and
Oh, really?
all species, bass and walleye and stuff. That's
Nice.
a good spot.
Yeah, and that's not. I mean, that's only about an hour and a half, 2 hours away.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not a bad
Not too
little
bad of a
hike,
drive.
No.
I mean, anything under 3 hours, honestly, is like, all right. You start getting over the 3 hours to like even drive to like a camping spot is kind of tough. Unless if you're like out doing what you're doing, where you're like really trying to go to these parks and like
Yeah.
you're in it for the journey.
Yeah.
And that sort of stuff. I would love to do that. And same with that, like I was teetering on the thought before I got my apartment in October. I was like, should I just invest in getting like a mobile van
Yeah.
and just pay for a hotspot and do my job and just disappear and work everywhere?
Yeah.
Like I thought about that heavily for a while.
That's
and I
what
think
we
it's
did.
cool that you did that.
Yeah, me and my lady, we did that for it's like 3 years, but we bought this big old 1995 Coachman.
Okay.
It was huge. It's like 30. We still have it. It's like 35 foot,
Nice.
big. But at the time we had 2 cats, and we wanted to do that. We were like, let's just sell everything. We live in an apartment. We sold like every single thing. We went down to, the bare bones and got in this RV, and we just moved into it full time. And we were traveling all over the place, and we were doing what's called work camping, where it's for people who live in RVs or vans or whatever, and you just go around the country and you apply to campgrounds, and you become like campground host or campground maintenance or
Okay.
campground stuff like that, and then you get paid. They're all different, but you get paid hourly wage. A lot of them give you free hookups, so you're not paying any rent, and you make a living just doing that, and that was fun. We went all over the place for that, and ended up in like the redwoods of California, like working on campground for like 6 months.
Oh, that's
It
awesome.
was
sounds fun.
freaking sweet.
It does sound awesome.
Very limited internet, it's like
Yeah.
very
Isolated.
minimalist. Yeah, it was cool.
That is pretty cool. So you guys were like the campground hosts, like the
Yeah, not at that one. That one was more like a resort, so they had a bunch of different. They had like 4 different work camping couples, and then like we all kind of did different things. Jen and I were the housekeeping crew,
Okay.
and then I did maintenance too. So they had like cabins. So every morning we'd go and clean out the cabins and make the sheets, do all that stuff. And
Gotcha.
then during the day, she would do like laundry, and I would do like maintenance around the park. And they would have us do kind of different things, but majority of the time we were just housekeeping, which is really cool, man. That was one of the most epic summers we've
Sounds
ever
fun.
had. It was awesome.
Oh, that sounds so much fun. Like that's kind of like a dream job of mine. Like I would love to be park ranger raw. And just
Yeah.
like out there on the land,
see it, man.
having a simple life,
Yeah.
bro. Just like out there isolated,
It's fun.
and just I would love to do that for like the end of my life.
I can
Like
see you
at,
doing
at
it.
the end of my life,
see
I'm like,
it.
all right, it's time to become a ranger.
yeah.
put the hat
Like,
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is where I'm going to die is in this national park.
Yeah, we want to do it again. we got out of it. It was like, our RV was so old and it was breaking down all the time.
Yeah.
Every time something would get
kept it?
fixed. Yeah, we still have it. It's sitting in a lot up in Greeley. Needs a lot of repairs and stuff.
Shit.
And so we're going to try to sell it. And we're talking about, down the road when we could get something more reliable, thinking about doing something like that again. And yeah, man, it was fun. It's a fun couple of years. So
yeah, it's epic. Not a lot of people are going to take that kind of risk.
It's true.
And be like, all right, let's sell everything. Let's go out there and explore and find a way to make money, because you're basically kind of going on the whim of the universe.
Right.
And like how are we going to make money together, and like how are we going to pay for food and like make it happen. Yeah. So there is a way, though.
Yeah, there's all kinds of ways. I mean, everyone's doing something different now. And, like I said, we were doing the work camping, but when we first got into it, we went down to Tucson, Arizona. It was in the middle of winter, and we tried to get as far south as we could. And we quit our jobs. We had no jobs going down there, and we didn't know what to expect. But we were both graduated from college. We both were artists, and we were going to go down there and start our art, careers. And this is way before I was doing the comic book and stuff, but we went down there and we were selling artwork like on street corners. We were just printing off artwork and going to like the corner of, we'd go outside of like the Tucson Gem Show was a big gem festival, and we'd go on the corner and set up a little table and sell artwork there on the street and stuff. And eventually it caught up to us, and that's how we got into the work camping thing, because we were like, well, we need to have some more money and stuff. And so we got into that. But yeah, we just kind of went for it. And I mean,
full send.
It was fun.
Yeah, full send, man. You're like, let's go to Tucson and start selling some art.
Yeah, you learn a lot. So it was cool.
Now, do you two like collab? You said that she does art as well. What
yeah, she's an artist too. So her name's Jennifer, and she does more like fine art stuff. So I do digital comics. She does acrylic paintings, and she does a lot of her work's awesome. And she does it's kind of whimsically. There's like a lot of animals and landscapes, magic. I would describe it as like some psychedelic-y kind of stuff. There's a lot of like mushrooms and really cool stuff. But she's really talented, and so she does art festivals. Kind of the more fine art fests that are like in the summer. You set up a 10x10 booth, and she's got one this weekend coming up in Evergreen. So
that's gonna be fun.
Evergreen has an art festival?
Yeah, they got a big one. It's called Evergreen Summerfest. They do it every year, end of July, and it's good. It's cool. They have like live music, beer, food trucks, and
it's cool.
Tons of artists. Yeah, it's really good. So that one's coming up this weekend, Friday, Saturday.
Nice.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
That sounds like something fun we could put in Happy Friday tomorrow to do this weekend.
Yeah, it's good. And so I don't know how long it's been running, but it's their big one. So
I know that the cinnamon rolls up at that coffee shop up there.
Oh, I've never had them.
Oh man, yeah.
You ever been to that bar, that Cactus Jack right there?
No.
It's on the river. It's got like the little. The water turbine powers.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I've seen it, but I fished there a couple times.
Did you?
Evergreen. So
it's a pretty town for sure. Bad. That's cool, man. Art definitely goes a long way.
Thank you.
I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the fine arts. That's cool though. So you're doing a little digital. She's a little bit more fine. Does she ever do like flow paintings? You ever heard of that?
No. What is that? Flow painting?
Yeah. So my ex got into that, and she taught me a little bit about it. It's like where you basically take like a canvas and kind of like how Bob Ross used to do. You cover it with a liquid white.
Right.
And then you dump your paints on it, and then you move it around.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's like kind of flowing,
like
and people use like hair dryers and stuff to move the paint around.
Or they swing buckets and
stuff like that.
Kind of like different versions of that.
Yeah. I messed with that for a little bit. It was kind of fun. I'm not really artistically inclined. I'm not real good at it. It's just not my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it, and I like trying. I'll at least give it a go.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's fun. I mean, and if you can't, like, you appreciating it.
Absolutely.
It's like, you don't have to be an artist to appreciate art. So
that's a good point.
One thing I don't understand is that the small percentage of people out there that they say that they don't like music. They're like, I don't listen to music. I don't like music.
They're lying.
I feel like I've only met two
Small
people.
Percentage.
They're like two people in my whole entire life. They're like, yeah, I don't listen to music. I'm like,
yeah, they're full of it.
Yeah,
you can't get through life without. I mean, maybe
you gotta
not in our culture. I mean,
what do you do? Like, how do you not? Do you guys think these people are just lying, like pulling my leg?
I think they are.
I think they're probably just looking for reaction, maybe.
I was gonna say like in first world country, but even they have music. They're playing festivals and drums, and there's music everywhere. People are singing. Like,
it's been a part of human interactions for eons.
Right.
Banging on rocks and
they're full of it.
Yeah, they must have been full of it. I am full of it for like accepting that. Like, I was like, oh, really? You don't like music?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's some weirdos out there.
I have no idea. That's an odd one for sure.
I think the only story I've ever heard is somebody said they don't like listening to music while they drive.
Huh.
But that doesn't necessarily mean they don't like music.
I mean, sometimes I zone out, and you're not. I mean, you can get in the zone. I can see that. Maybe.
I like listening. I think that's one of my favorite places to listen to tunes while I'm cruising down 25.
Yep.
Or like a country back road going through the mountains, and you got some song on that you're in the zone.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's a good
out
moment
in the mountains
right there.
or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is always that good quiet drive though too.
Yeah.
Like that.
We get the windows down, and
you're kind of just appreciating it.
Just in the moment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I mean, for everyone listening, why don't you go ahead and leave a comment? What do you like to do? Do you like to drive with no music? Do you like to drive with music? Let us know.
Yeah.
Or if you don't like music.
Yeah, if you're one of that 2% of people that's trying to pull my leg out there, go ahead and identify yourself. I mean, come on, man. So, freaking, I gotta say, the shirt is fresh.
Yeah, man. Thank you, dude.
Some tattoos there. How many tats do you got?
I've got 3. So I got the imp. This is the demon, the imp. And then this is the tribal dragon, and then I do have the chest too, which is been unfinished.
The chest one is big though.
Yeah, this one's big. It's a crow and like a grim reaper. And
Okay.
this one's been unfinished for like over 10 years now.
Yeah.
I got the line work done and never got it shaded in. So.
It's still pending final results.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
But that's all I got. 3 of them. So.
I kind of like how it like peeks out when you're wearing like the.
Yeah, if I got like a tank top on, you can see it. So I like it. The chest tattoo was cool, but I got all these when I was kind of younger. I didn't put a whole lot of thought into them. I went into tattoo shops and picked shit off the wall and was like, yeah, give me that. That looks cool. And so, but I like them. They're cool.
They're a part of you.
Yeah. So.
You kind of you kind of forget that you even have them. Like even when you look at yourself naked, you're like, you don't even
really
see
pay
them.
attention to it and stuff. And
I have 5 tattoos, and until someone's like, "Oh, what's that?" or "What does that mean?" or "Why'd you get that?" I'm like, "I forgot I even have them."
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I was just going for aesthetics. I was like, I don't care about the meaning. I just want something that looks
Something
badass.
that looks cool.
Yeah.
I think that's where most folks start when they come into the tattoo. I mean, although you did have your first tat was pretty meaningful.
Yeah, I did the mic over my chest with an MC underneath it for master ceremony.
Yeah, okay.
And that was like, 18 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And then I recently got like 3 more, like within the last year. So I'm kind of like
What'd you get?
re-engaged in the tattoo world. So I got
you haven't shown the world.
I got the interior of the Colorado flag, and I've been wanting this one for like a really long time.
Oh, cool, yeah. Get that filled in?
Yeah, no, it's gonna just stay
like that. Oh,
yeah,
some mountains look good behind that.
It would, but I just like how it's simple and pokes out.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing crazy. And I got my last name
sick
behind the
raw.
ear. Mm-hmm.
Yep,
it's pretty cool.
And it kind of just looks like a line from a distance, so it's not really legible. And then I got a King Arthur's sword, Excalibur.
Sick, dude.
I feel like a warrior, and then
hell yeah.
I think that's it. I got the 4.
Dope.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah. What about you? You got how many?
So my favorite one, which I've showed many times on this program, is Beyond Blood.
What's that?
So Beyond Blood basically represents the brotherhood. All my blood brothers, non-blood brothers, we're all beyond blood. So it kind of represents that bond, that trust. Once you're in, there's no getting out kind of thing. Art's maybe going to get it. We still don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Cool, man.
I got Ford tattooed on my right arm because I'm kind of a redneck. I got the American Mudflap Girl over here because I'm kind of a redneck. And then I got my parents' initials on my collarbone.
Sweet, man.
So,
dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what was the meaning behind yours? You said that you just slapped them on. Have you created, after over time, you created a meaning?
Not really. I just kind of, like the Tribal Dragon was the first one. I was like fresh 18. Like, I was like, I just want a tattoo. And I went into the shop and I was like, what should I get? And I almost made the mistake. I was going to get Chavez across my back, shoulders, in like old English.
That's pretty badass.
For some reason I thought it was good. It sounded badass, but I'm glad I didn't get that.
Really?
I think I would have regretted that one.
Really?
I've thought about doing that with my last name.
Yeah, I don't know.
He does want to do it.
Baseball style, like Jersey style.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it was for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I picked the dragon. I saw it on the wall, and I was like, I want that. That looks cool. Put it on my arm, and they put it on, and I thought it was cool. And I think a year later, I did the imp. This one I didn't pick off a wall. This was like an image I found online. I was like, I want something to complement the dragon. And, I've always been kind of a nerd, so I was like into demons and dragons and fantasy stuff, So got a demon, and then this one was another one. There was an artist. Actually, this guy was on Ink Masters.
Really?
Years later, like years after I got this. His name's Jake Parson.
Okay.
And I think he's still here in Denver, but I picked this off his wall from his portfolio.
Yeah.
I was like, that was cool. That would make a great chess piece, and so I picked that. I never got it filled in, and then I found out like years later he was on Ink Masters or something.
Oh wow! So the same guy that did that was on Ink Masters.
Yeah. And this was way before Ink Masters even existed, but he ended up being on one of the regional battle seasons or something like that. I don't know what season it was, but
that's fun.
Yeah.
So like your work, that you allowed him the canvas of your chest.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that got him better. And if it wasn't for you, he wouldn't have made Ink Masters if it wasn't for that extra work he did.
Right. And he represented Colorado, I think, in that season because it was like a regional battle.
Nice.
So had like a Midwest and a mountain region, and he was coming out of Denver. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I never saw that. I mean, I saw the program, but I never watched it.
Yeah.
To like keep track of who's doing what, who's coming out of where. But
yeah, it was cool.
Cool idea.
So
it's fun. Tattoos are fun.
Yeah.
There's like this fucking subreddit called like shitty tattoos.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I feel bad for some of these people. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Like
you question it. You're like,
why would you put that on you?
Yeah.
It's just like sometimes you got to think things through a little bit more. And because I hear it like tattoo removal is like worse than actually getting a tat.
Right.
I
think
feel
some
like it hurts
people
worse.
just like to be silly sometimes. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You
Get
never really
reactions.
know. Yeah. So but then some people make bad choices.
Oh yeah.
I heard an interview with Jelly Roll, who's like one of the biggest artists up and coming right now in the country, and he talked about how he regrets like 95% of his tattoos.
Really?
Yeah, because he's got like all these face tats and all this stuff.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
now that he's like
risky.
a public figure or whatever, he's like, man, I look like an idiot.
Yeah, it's
so he
risky.
kinda
Oh, he
regrets
says
it.
that about his own
Yeah,
shit?
he doesn't like it, man.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's risky.
He's not a fan, so that's why I think when I decided to do tats, I was like, as long as I can cover him with like a polo or a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's
should
kind
be
of what I
okay.
went, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, no forehead, no face.
Yeah, this behind the ear like
Knuckles.
is subtle enough, right? Because I wanted
Yeah.
it so like my earlobe would cover it, so from the front you can't see. You can only see it from like little areas.
Yeah.
Because
Subtle enough.
I'm not big on like the like the neck tats like all over here, or the face tats and like how people like put little hearts. Like, and that's fine. Like, if that's your thing and like it makes you feel cool or like cute or whatever, like, and you're more confident, then go for it. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't do that to myself.
Yeah. They're more acceptable now too. I think when 18 when I got these, I mean, only crazy people tattooed, their knuckles or their face or stuff, and now it's kind of becoming more common. I think you see more neck tattoos, and
It's pretty common.
so
You see a lot of people linked up. Well, I think at the time too, people looked at it like from a professional point of view, like
yeah, you're never gonna get a job like
yeah,
that.
yeah, they're not because they're going to discriminate this and that. Now you see folks in CEO roles and senior managers and this and that, and they're all linked up. So I think a lot of that like is kind of behind us now as far as that appearance. But at the same time, if you're spewing like hate messages and certain things on your body, that probably would play in.
Yeah. Yeah. None of that.
No.
It is interesting to see how the working world is changing as generations get older. And like, look, we're already like almost midlife right here, mid-30s and shit.
Coming up on 40.
So it's like these are the prime years, and so it's like people like us that are starting to become like hiring managers and hiring younger people, and it's just interesting to kind of see the changes over time, man.
Definitely.
So Zodiac Wars, you got the day job, so do we.
Yeah.
Like we're getting closer to doing this full time.
Man. That's the dream.
But you gotta fuel the passion. So
it's a grind.
So issue 2, I should have bought one of the signed copies when I was there.
Oh, it's okay. I got one for you. So
No, you didn't.
I got you one. Yeah.
Okay.
I brought one in for you. So.
Oh shit. Okay. I didn't mean to
It's gonna
spoil.
be a gift for you. So.
Oh shit. Yeah. I want to read it. Check it out.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool, man. Issue number 2 is almost done. I'm going to be doing like the Kickstarter approach for issue number 2. I don't know if you're familiar with Kickstarter, but a lot of indie comics are on there, indie project stuff, and so I'm going to try to do that route. So issue number 1 I kind of just released, and I've been selling at conventions, but for issue number 2, we'll be going Kickstarter route. So we'll be diving into that and see how that goes. So
hell yeah.
That's,
Well, we're gonna promote the hell out of all that shit.
Sweet, man.
We always ask people one question though. If you could give one piece of advice to humanity so everybody could be better tomorrow, like let's say everybody heard it, what would that one piece of advice be?
Man, it's gonna sound cheesy. I would just say just follow your heart and do whatever makes you feel good, as long as it's helping other people and not hurting people. But just follow your heart, man. If you're following your heart and doing something you like, you're a happier person. That just makes you happier, nicer to other people, and just be kind. It's pretty simple. I don't think there's not anything complicated about it. So.
Well, it can get a little tough, and I agree with that advice for sure. But it's like, how do you know, like, to follow your heart? Like, because the heart, like, pulls us in these different directions.
That's true. Sometimes you can get confused. I will admit, I had a lot of different paths. It took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do. So I guess I wouldn't say follow your heart. Like, I would say, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess, like when you just know like something's wrong, like what do you call that? When you know something's
intuition,
yeah, just following your intuition. Like if it's good, don't be doing shitty stuff. I don't know.
I think that's solid advice because it kind of piggybacks off. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah, and I think intuition, it kind of leads you towards your heart. I think
sure.
You'll discover it.
Yeah. So listen to the intuition, because there's been plenty of times where like I was about to do some shit that intuitively I knew was a really stupid fucking idea, and I did it anyway, and it wasn't good in the long run.
Yeah,
because your intuition's like, this is not the right move.
Yeah, and I didn't listen to it. Yeah. I was ignoring what I knew was right and wrong.
Or vice versa. Like it can work in other things, like maybe taking a risk, moving to a new state, asking that girl for a number. Your mind's going to talk you out of it.
Yeah.
Right? You got the 3 to 5 second rule, which we've talked about a lot. Right? Your intuition's like, do it. But then your mind's like, well, there's some ramifications here. You got to full send own it.
Yeah. I think that's good. I don't know. That's what I would say. I don't know.
No, I like it.
What would you say? What do you think?
Oh, you're turning it around on us like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a DCPC first.
That actually is, yeah.
I think so. Kev, you got one?
For advice for humanity?
Yeah, what would your advice be?
I mean, I think it's going to piggyback what I've said for the last 4.5 years, and that's to own it. Full send own it. Own who you are. Own what you want to do. Treat the people around you with respect and care. Surround yourself with the right people. Put yourself in the scenarios to give yourself opportunities for success.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. I do like the follow your intuition and your heart and stuff like that. Today was a meaningful day for me on like a health journey that I've been on. So one of the biggest lessons I've learned from that is when things get hard, that's when you got to buckle in and like really push harder. When you want to quit, it's like right around the corner. And that's going to be my advice is like, hey, if you feel like you want to stop, you want to quit, I'm sure you've had moments with like you're drawing and you're like, what's the fucking point?
Oh yeah.
Like what's the purpose?
Sleepless nights, thinking about it, overthinking.
Oh yeah, been there.
Yeah, and like when you're struggling with that stuff and you're like, why am I doing this?
Right.
That's when you sometimes need to just stay in it.
Yeah.
And it's tough. Sometimes it's tough though to like break through your own complacency.
Mental game and stuff.
Got to go all the way.
It's hard, yeah.
Got to go all the way. There's no greater feeling than that.
Yeah.
Really committing to it.
I like it.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. So, it's so good to catch up with you. This is not... We're going to keep talking.
Yeah,
right? I got your cell dialed. You got my cell.
Yeah, man.
We're going to stay in touch.
Yeah,
right?
definitely, man.
We'll reconnect here.
Hang out more. Get back together, play some Halo.
I was going to say, I think what needs to happen amongst our crew here, and I'll just kind of hang out and drink beer in the background, but with Will and Clint and all these guys.
Yeah, man.
Get an old school
love
game
to
night
see him,
together.
man. That'd be fun.
Throwback.
I'd love to see those guys, man. That'd be cool.
It's totally tangible. I think this needs to happen. Clint's listening. He's going to be excited.
Yeah, we can hook up the GameCube right here and play some Melee in the studio.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking, we got a crew that plays, and I'm curious to see because I still play
Melee.
Melee? Well, the newest one. It's like Melee.
Yeah,
it's like the same shit.
Yeah, I played it. I don't play it as much, but
yeah,
I kind of stopped at Melee. Melee was the.
That was the
GameCube. Yeah.
Oh, really? So you didn't even go Wii
or
or
anything?
anything?
I played a little bit of them, but I didn't get hardcore into them like we did for Melee. Man, we were Melee nuts.
Oh yeah, we had all the calluses on our fingers and shit. Like we were playing hard.
Yeah, it was
I'd like
good.
to see the Smash Bros. Battle here go down. Get Schween involved.
You love just watching the Smash Bros. Battles
because as folks
fun,
know,
man.
I'm a racing guy. If anyone wants to do racing games, I am in. I will have fun with it. Let's go. That's what I do.
What's the best racing? Gran Turismo?
Gran Turismo, I play a lot of Gran Turismo 7, Gran Turismo Sport, NASCAR, because I'm a PlayStation guy, so I don't have the Forzas and some of that stuff. But, man, there's some good racing games on the market right now.
Cool, man, yeah. I'm PlayStation, but I'm more RPG games, I don't, Diablo 4.
Oh, yeah.
Elden Ring, those kind of games, so.
Nice.
Elden Ring, it just makes me pee my pants too much.
Dude, that game's the shit.
It's so so frustrating.
It's so hard.
It's like a tough game. And it's like there's no difficulty levels. It's like one skill level, and you just have to memorize movements. And it's
hard, man.
It is tough.
Patience for sure.
I was telling Art before we did the show that I'm not going to go PS5 until I hear the release date for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah.
I'm not a big enough gamer
I'm
to
PS4,
go next gen.
so I'm the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I played casually, so games will last me for an eternity,
Yeah.
I
don't even finish games anymore.
Yeah, pick one up and it lasts me for, months. And
that's kind of how I am. I mean, the last true game that I got into the storyline was Red Dead Redemption, that I got really, really hooked into. Outside of that, man, I'm a sports game and racing guy.
Yeah.
Burn and turn, play a hockey game, play a football game, race.
Yeah.
Something that's just you can consistently do over and over again and remain competitive. That's what I like to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, some versus games, fighting games. I got really into fighting games for a while, and those are fun, but it's hard to keep up, man. You try to play competitively now, and kids are just wrecking you, and I'm way behind.
It's humbling. It's humbling.
It is, yeah.
Getting your ass handed to you for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a humbling moment.
Oh, I always feel good when I get my ass reamed in a racing game by some guy online. He serves it up. I'm like, okay, I'm not the best.
Yeah.
I'm humbled.
Well, hell yeah, man. Great catching up with you. We're going to tag we're going to put all in the show notes, but where can people check you out?
Yeah, so the best place is my website. It's the ZodiacWarsComic.com. You can Instagram the _Zodiac_Wars, and you can just go Facebook Zodiac Wars. So that's best spot, man. So
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff, brother. We'll include all that in the show notes down below. So for the viewers and listeners, just scroll down and get in touch with Jordan there. And we're all about having repeat guests, man. So maybe after next year's Fan Expo, we'll have you back on for another visit.
Man.
Kind of see where this.
Can you hook up tickets?
I can't.
It was worth asking.
Yeah.
It was worth
I get one
asking.
extra ticket for a booth partner, and that goes to my lady.
Of course.
Of course. I'll have to come next year. I didn't go this year.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
I'm gonna come down for a visit and check it out for sure.
Yeah,
Sounds
man.
like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and anybody out there, supporting independent creators, it helps us out a lot. So show some love and helps us keep doing our thing. So.
Right on.
Oh yeah, well we're happy to support you here at Discussion Combustion. As all-time friends, bro. It's so good to see you.
Dude, it's great.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. Keep up with challenging yourself. This week's challenge, come up with a unique challenge for yourself, something that is tangible and that you can actually accomplish. Maybe you just fast for 24 hours. I don't care. Do your laundry and fold it immediately. Something that you can handle. Challenge yourselves. And always, Jordan is great. Be good to yourselves out there.
You deserve it.
Thanks, guys.